As many of you know, Smash is a series that's very close and truly important to me, and there's a lot that has gone into my life from this game. From 64 to Melee to Brawl, not so much Smash 4, but then to Ultimate. And a lot of you just know me as an Ultimate player, as that Cloud guy who swings his sword and does back air and up B out of shield a lot. But how many of you actually know of the origins? Well, today I'm going to explain that and give you kind of an interesting background of me, Beaks, from when I started really little to present day me. So my first exposure to Smash was as a 64, and I didn't have this. The only time I could play this was at my brother's house. So when I finally saved up enough money to get it, I played the hell out of it. And I mean, played it and played it and played it and played against nobody. I just played against the AI, and it was fun. It was great. I enjoyed it. So, mind you, fast forward, Nintendo GameCube gets released. It was all the rage. I remember reading the magazines, Nintendo Powers, seeing it on TV, you name it. And I was like, oh man, this is going to be great. I'm going to love it. I'm going to play this, and it's going to be even better than the original. And boy, was I right. I never put that game down. I kept playing it and playing it and playing. I mean, I had adventure mode and single player mode. I fought, all the event modes. You name it, I did it. I loved it. I loved it thoroughly. I mean, to this day, I remember always waking up super early, playing it till late at night until my dad told me I had to go to bed because it's a school night, or your mom will be upset about this. It was always that. So it's always been something I could just play over and over and over and over again. So one day, I used to get Nintendo Power. I used to read them forward and backwards, backward and forward. I loved them. It was the greatest thing because there was really no such thing as internet for me. I mean, I had dial-up, and it sucked. I lived out in the middle of nowhere. Farmer boy, dial-up, makes a lot of sense. But I remember one day, I was reading through these articles, and all of a sudden, it was showing about Melee, and it was called Smash World, and it showed the competitive scene, and I was like, ooh, this is competitive. And by nature, I've grown up playing sports all the time, and I've always been a competitive guy. We used to have little tournaments at my birthday parties where we have Melee because it had the tournament mode. I used to play that. I used to play it all the time, and I always wanted more. I mean, even when the game, the tournament was over, I wanted more. I just didn't feel satisfied yet. I don't know. It was a weird way to describe it. But when I was reading this, they were talking about Ken and Isaiah and MLG and all these all the money you can get from this and all these players playing it. So I was interested. And then it led up to me going to my first tournament. So in this Smash World article, I learned how to wave dash and L canceling via reading. I didn't really have any kind of video like you do nowadays, where if you want to find a problem, you just type it in and then you're done. It's like, hey, you want to know 0 to death for a combo? Google, YouTube it, you got it. I mean, the plethora of information that's on the internet is nuts. For me, magazine. That's it. And honestly, I'm kind of glad because it really made me want to learn the game, and it pushed me. So I had to go from an article that was teaching me how to wave dash and L canceling, and I didn't even know if I was doing it correctly until I visually saw me speed up. But I remember that I kept seeing this, and I said, if I want to be better, I have to do this. I have to. Because my first turn's coming up, I have to learn how to wave dash, I have to learn how to L cancel. And mind you, I was playing Marth. This is very important, by the way, because my first tournament, oh boy, it wasn't pleasant. So my first tournament was a BW3's Smash tournament, where there used to be this game place called Game Crazy. I asked my dad, I'm like, hey, can we please go to the tournament? I really want to go. And he said he would. He obliged, he would take me. And my best friend Eric, we went, and it was interesting because this is before esports was really big. So you mind you, we're in a small town that's kind of about video games because they thought it'd make you violent, make you like different, you're pimple faced, you know, basement dweller, which I'm kind of right now in a basement. But anyhow, it just wasn't in a good light. Let's just say that. Compared to 2020, it wasn't in a good light. And we go there, we talk to the guy, and I'm like, hey, we're here for the Smash Brothers tournament, Melee. And he's like, oh, okay, just wait, sit there, you know. And he announced the rules. The rules were 2 minutes, items, original cast only. So I'm freaking out. Me and my best friend are both freaking out because he played Ganon and I played Marth. And yeah, they're not in the original. Like, they're not the original cast. So we just played. He played Fox. I played Link terribly. And I got away with cheese. I mean, it was time free for all. The person with the most KOs moved on in this bracket. It was grimy or cringy, whatever you want to call it. And I remember it got to the final game. The final game was it. It was 1v1, and that was it. That was it. Just time, still time, which it was kind of weird with that. But anyhow, I lost terribly. This person that fought me played Samus. He did some crazy stuff that I've never seen before. He was like bomb jumping, doing the Cuban Missile Crisis, where it's the ledge canceling missiles, and he beat my ass, straight up. And I was just like, oh God, this sucks. But I got to know this person, and it actually started a lot because he went by a tag of Ecstasy Valco. So when I talked to this player named Ecstasy Valco, he told me that there's this place called Smashboards, and it teaches you all this different tech, and they have guides, and there's tournaments that are posted that you can go to. Mind you, it's 2006. I didn't have a car. I had to rely on my dad. So really going to tournaments was going to be rough, right? But Ecstasy Valco was older than me. He had friends who had cars. It all worked out in a way, in a really weird, messed up way. But I remember that we hosted a tournament in my hometown again. Only probably 15 to 16 people came. But they became one of my good friends for a while because this very first official tournament with like 4 stocks, 8 minutes, you know, team attack on, lifestealing. I remember Vigio came. Vigio Gamer, mind you, he was the best Peach in the world at this time. So I had no idea about this guy. No idea. And then 4%, who later became on ranked for the PGR, you know, or Mail It On Me ranking. I think he was 99th, but count it. Became one of the best puffs in Ohio, and I think probably one of the best puffs in the Midwest. Me, and then Lauren, which is now Mango's girlfriend. So this tournament that went on, first round, I'll never forget it. It was Vigio Gamer. He played Peach. I got 4 stocked horribly, and I mean it was ugly. It was just, I looked like an idiot. I was a C-stick warrior, so I was throwing out smash moves, way dash smash all over the place. I felt discouraged, but I wanted to get better. And so Vigio took me underneath his wing for probably the first year, and I mean not like literally took me under the wing. He just beat the shit out of me, and if you wanted to get better, you kind of had to find it on your own. That's where they talk about smash boards or just playing all the time. You name it, you did it. You know, you just had to grind. It's a lot different from how it is nowadays, where I don't know how to fight so and so character. Can you please help me? Or Google answer that question for me. It took me probably, I think, a year and a half to finally take a single game off Vigio. I'm pretty sure you're sandbagging. Don't know, don't care, still counted. But after all that, like, I technically came into Smash Melee kind of late. I mean, it was 2006. Brawl was announced, I think, 2007, maybe 2006. I watched the crap out of that trailer over and over. I had it on my PSP. I watched it consistently because I was like, this is my chance. This is the time I'm going to be great, you know? And everyone talked about it. Everyone's like, yo, this is going to kill Melee. Brawl's going to be bigger and better than Melee ever was. So, like normally, like most fighting games, like they transition to the new one. I did. I left Melee behind. I was like, well, it's been good, you know. And here enters Brawl. So Brawl came out in 2008, and I graduated that year, and I could do what I want, really. I mean, obviously respect to my parents, but I could leave the house. I didn't have a curfew. You know, I could just go where I wanted. So I went hard in this game. I mean, hard. Anytime there was a tournament, I was there. Regardless of what was going on, I found time. I mean, I worked. I didn't care. I'd always request off or switch shifts. I mean, I sacrificed so much to go to these tournaments. And when I finally got my first break, I started getting top 8. I noticed it. And I started getting top 5. And I started getting top 3. And I'm like, oh my God, it's finally working, you know? Because I did the stereotypical thing where I always talk about on my stream where I learned all the advanced tech and didn't learn basics. Yeah, that was me in Melee. I was all like, oh, I know all the advanced skills and all the tech, but I didn't know how to apply them. I was just, I was very basic and didn't do anything fancy because, again, knew the advanced tech, didn't care. And, but anyhow, in Brawl, you didn't really have advanced tech. You had Dacus, you had like some chintzy, crazy stuff, but Dacus was the main thing you saw. You didn't see anything crazy, like item gliding, like that's about it. There wasn't anything crazy. Like crazy you have to do is all the time, like wave dashing, dash dancing, because there's really no dash dancing. Because if you dash dance, you're probably going to trip. You don't want to do that. Walking with the meta, which, again, I'm still thinking about what appealed to me to this game. But anyhow, so I played. I used to play Alpha Zealot. I played Kataro, which, rest in peace, Kataro. Ally, sorry. I mean, the list goes on. And I was just doing good. I was playing these people well. Like, I remember playing Ally at, like, a regional down in Springfield, Ohio. And it came down to game 3, and he goes, yo, you're good. You're good, man. Like, keep it up. Because I even asked him, like, hey, you got any tips, Ally? You know. And he said, you're good. Just keep it up. Which, in reality, that's kind of chintzy. I still don't like that. But, like, I even fought Mewtwo King. And this is when Meta Knight was at the apex of things. Because he lived in Ohio for a while. And I remember fighting him in friendlies. And I looked at him afterwards after he consistently beat my ass over and over, 3-stocking me. And I go, hey, Jason, just out of curiosity, what do you think I could work on? In the Mewtwo King fashion, he doesn't look at me. He unplugs the controller, slowly rolls it up with his legs crossed, and he goes, yeah, don't get hit. Oh, thanks, goddammit. So when I was leaving Brawl, I was ranked. I kind of tossed a lot of things to the side, and I made a post on Smashboards saying, hey, thank you, it's been fun, but I have to go. I'm leaving for Florida in 6 months, so if you guys want to see me, hit me up. I'm cool with you, you know? So I did that, and I go to Florida. Stop playing Smash. I mean, I talked about it here and there, but I didn't really do anything. I was too focused on my college degree to do anything, because I was trying to cram 4 years of college in 2 years. Mind you, I did it. I felt proud of myself, and I got top 2, top 3 of my class. I don't know. Either way, I had to do a speech, so I don't know what the heck that even means. I didn't really care. It just felt good being done with it. But I remember before leaving college, I was I wouldn't say a little, I'd say very depressed. I had a bad relationship, didn't end too well, and couldn't get over it. Just couldn't get over it. I remember talking to my mom, and my mom actually never really enjoyed me playing Smash. She never did. She always thought I should focus more on baseball and wanted me to never quit. And one day, I called her, and she randomly says, hey, why don't you look into playing Smash Brothers? I know you had fun with it. Maybe there's something down there. You know, you're in Florida. So, I'm like, okay, sure, I'll do that. I go to a Super Smash Brothers Melee/Brawl tournament that's at a comic shop. I enter. I do well. I actually meet Fruit Snacks, which is one of the Neo's commentators that won't have to play all the time, and because he was going to my college as well as Full Sail University. I get first in Melee. He got second or third, and then I got second in Brawl. And it felt good. It felt great just letting everything go and just enjoying the game, you know? And it got me out of my slump a little bit. It made me not feel so bad about me. And so I was like, yeah, that's whatever. It's a one-time deal. Won't go again, right? I was wrong. I didn't play again for a while because, I played a little bit because I was moving. I went from Florida back to Ohio to Michigan because I had a job, and they wanted me to work there. And I was all ready for it. I was great. I was happy, and I was trying to get back into Brawl because Brawl was a little bit alive, kind of not, but Melee was really coming back, and I was just wanting to play. So I tried to get in the scene, and unfortunately, I lost my job in Detroit about 8 months into it. April Fool's is actually when I was let off. Long story short, it wasn't a funny joke. So when I moved back, about late 2012, 2013 era, I think Evo was going on. And they were doing that big donation for Melee, like the Spirit Bomb, as it's quoted as, and it revitalized me. I was like, I want to go back. I want to play again. So I started training. I started practicing. Started getting back in the moves and playing Melee again. And I found a couple friends, and some people recognized me from when I played Melee and quit. Like Patty Cake was his name, or PB, Patrick, what do you want to call him, and then Kitty or Chris MW, which they're all away from now, and they're doing very well in life, which good for them. But they're like, yo, you Biggs, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, I didn't know who you were. And they're like, hey, you were really good back then. And thanks to them, they catapulted me into a whole new skill level, I felt like, because they kept grinding. I mean, I won't lie. I know for a fact I played probably 3 days straight. I know for a fact. I probably maybe took some like breaks here and there, like get energy drinks, sleep for like 2 hours, whatever, because I was determined. I was like, you guys have been playing all this time while I dicked around with Brawl, PM, went to college. I have to grind. Was it good for my health? No, and I don't think you should do that. So, editor's note at the bottom, don't repeat what Biggs did, please. Take care of yourself. But, so, I started going to tournaments for Melee again, and I got ranked, and I felt amazing. And people started coming to me and started messaging me, like Facebook, Messenger, Smashboards, a little bit, not a whole lot on Smashboards, but you name it, they reach out to me, and it was great. It felt great. Like, I remember tournaments where people were popping off for me.
Oh my God! Track number 7 on a hater.
Let's go.
Woo! Uh-oh. Never want to be near the edge.
Biggs, F smash.
Oh!
F tilt.
Every.
Dash tech.
Woo! Biggs
Biggs.
is ruining this tournament. Oh my God! Step up next and get bigged on.
Yo, if you've seen this shit, let me get everybody in the stream, let me get a hashtag Biggs for PR.
Hashtag Biggs for PR.
Like, just because I was this random underdog that came out of nowhere and was just winning, and it was the greatest feeling, and I will never, ever, ever replace that with anything. And I cherish that so deeply to my heart, because I don't care about the money. At the end of the day, I don't. I care about the wins. I care about the feeling, and I played my damn best. So when I was going back from playing Melee, when I got all that momentum, I started getting a sponsorship. And as you can see back over here, BXA was the first sponsor of mine. Greatest and probably most likable sponsor I've had, which, Jade, if you ever watch this, you were great. Great. But I remember we talked, and we kept going on and on about it. And she's like, hey, do you want to be head of, Smash and potentially fighting game stuff? I said, sure. I'm all down. I'm still kind of green around the gills. I'll give it a shot. So, if you didn't know, BXA actually has a huge fighting game thing. They have, Street Fighter? They say had one of the better players. They actually won a Soul Calibur 7 tournament against Sonic's Fox. I can't remember the guy's name. I'll put the video up here. And a couple other players. I'm sorry I can't remember you guys' names, but they were picking up pace, and I was so proud of them. And this is when I left, because I felt like after I got the training wheels on them, I told them, hey, I need to depart. I feel like I filled the shoes here. You guys got amazing players like Sweet. You have the Street Fighter guy, again, Soul Calibur guy, and you have a great Smash 4 scene. They had great players from that, like Katakiri. I can't remember the other guy. He was a Sheik player, very quiet. He never really talked to me, but they had quite a stacked crew. So I said, hey, it's been great, gotta go. So in between the departure, Jade was very nice about it, and she said that if I ever wanted a sponsorship again here, you're more than welcome. All I do is ask, which, thank you, appreciate that. You've been always very, very nice. And I moved on to Onslaught for a little bit, and the vibe was different. Onslaught was good too, no problem. They had a huge Gears of War team when Gears of War was relevant, and I just didn't get the same vibe. I felt like I was part of the team, but I felt like I wasn't. I feel like I was just by myself because I was really the only Melee representative, and it just kind of was there to fill in the void. I don't know. And I thought it was going to be better, and I really wanted to start something too with them, like start a whole fighting game thing just like I did with BXA and kind of catapult them, but it didn't work. And I was having the same issues with my father's cancer because I was just told he was diagnosed with it, and I could tell that he was very weak and not energized. And I felt like it weighed down on me mentally, and I kept hearing people talk about how I wasn't good and I wasn't worth the sponsor and he's actually shouldn't be ranked, and I kept stopped going to like weeklies and stuff like that. But every time I went to a monthly, I placed top 8. So it doesn't matter anymore, but at the time it really frustrated me. I mean, I tried being there for everything and with everyone, and I'm getting talked shit about. I really messed up with my psyche. So after a while, I talked to my friends, well, my best friend Eric, about it, and I said, hey, I'm really thinking about retiring. I mean retiring from Melee. And he goes, well, why? And I explained the whole theory of why I want to quit and what's going on. I really wanted the game that I love, and that's been so close to me for all my life, pretty much, not be ruined. And he said he agreed, he understands, and that I should go with what my gut feeling is telling me. So I kind of faded away and had a stream about it and said, hey, I'm just going to stream variety games and play Melee for fun every once in a while, and that's it. That's it. But unfortunately, all that came to an end around the 2017 to 2016 era. I can't remember exactly when, but I finally started streaming. I told my supporters, I'm like, hey, this is the end of the road. It's been great. It's been fun. I'm sorry I only gave you 3 years of Melee, but I'm done. It was just a lot of pressure. My father got cancer. I was working 2 jobs. I was trying to pay back my college loans and just be me, you know? And I just remember, honestly, one day after drinking way too much, I woke up the next day and I was like, what the shit am I doing with my life? I'm laying on a goddamn piss-ass, shitty-ass floor and drinking and playing Melee drunkenly. Like, I need a change. I need a change. And also, like, the reality check was, again, my father having cancer. So I felt like I need to be more of a family person. I need to be more interacting with my family. So I stopped, again, unfortunately, and hate to say it, stupidly. So for a long time afterwards, after me trying to look for what I wanted to do, I just kind of played locally. I didn't really do a whole lot. I played Smash 4 every once in a while because it was okay. And that was me being nice, because the only character I really enjoyed before Cloud coming out was Sheik. And the meta just seemed stale and boring and just run up shield. I just didn't like it. And there's so much cheese that it just made me want to puke. But when Cloud came out, I was at work and I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it at all. I was like, this is a joke, because in Melee they always talked about, like, oh, Cloud and Sonic, if you do certain, clear, what was it, like 10, 15 people in Cruel Melee, Cloud and Sonic are unlocked. Obviously it ain't true. But Cloud was released, and I remember watching that trailer and I'm going, holy shit, he's here. No way. So I started playing Smash 4 for a little bit. I didn't really get into it because I was an aggressive Melee player, and I've always been aggressive, even in Brawl, well, that's kind of defensive too. I was always aggressive, always, and I just played for fun. And I remember going to a Kent tournament, playing there, and I won singles and doubles with Cloud, and I was like, man, maybe I still got it, but it didn't really keep me going, because Smash 4, again, even watching it, I was kind of bored. So I kind of stayed low for a while, and then Ultimate showed. Ultimate came out. I was stoked. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. This should be great. This should be good. Actually, let me rephrase that. I had low expectations. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hype it up. I really thought the game was gonna be like how Brawl was to me, because I thought it was gonna be better than Melee, and I'm like, yo, Smash 4's coming out. It'll be better than Brawl, right? It'll be better than Melee. Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't. So I really had low expectations. I just came in like, whatever. They probably won't have dash dancing. They probably won't have like a combo game. They probably won't balance it. And the funny part is, everything I'm talking about, they've done. They've done. So I told my girlfriend, I said, you know what? I'm going to go hard in this game if I like it, and I'm going to go to tournaments. So I went to tournaments, and I was, casually playing, because most of the people I played with are now either married, they have kids, more important things in life, or just, you name it, So I was like, I'm kind of by myself. I had like Retro Kenny, and that's about it, which, Ken Dog. And brother came into the picture, and he found me on Twitch when I streamed one day, and he was like, hey, yo, I want to play you. I know you're from our hometown. Like, that's kind of creepy, but okay. But he just found me on a Discord, and they added him, was like, hey, Beaks is actually from this area. You can play him. Message him. He's always streaming anyways. And so I played him, and he got better, and he got better, and he got me better too. I was like, huh, I'm actually enjoying this game. And brother kept telling me over and over, like, yo, you gotta go to tournaments. You can't just let me go to tournaments. You need to go too. You do. So, thought about it. Because I really thought about just quitting. I thought I was just playing for fun, just do it for stream. Easy views. That's it. But the more I talked about him and I saw the passion, I was like, man, you know what? Maybe I'm missing that. Maybe that's what I need to do. Just let myself enjoy the game. Stop worrying so much about stuff, and don't worry about like that you need to be always at home with, you need to go help your father, or because the cancer thing, or that you need to pay off loans. Just enjoy life. So I did it, and I even talked to my father about it. Like, hey, thinking about going back to playing Smash again. And, I know I quit because I wanted to help you and support our family and do what I think is right. And he just told me I should do what I love, and I don't want you regretting, quitting something that you enjoy. And he's right. He was 100% right, and I'm actually very grateful for my parents for doing that and pushing me for that. And now, present day, I mean, yeah, I'm C rank because I didn't go a whole bunch, and then COVID hit. Hence why I'm doing this, documentary thing. But in a way, Melee is still that number one true love, and it always will be there. And Smash as a whole has always been a fun game and happy memories, And I'm glad I'm still playing, and I want to keep playing. And this is one of those things where I hope you at home that are watching this and now get to know me a little bit more from the very beginning to current day, see why I like to express and show and train people the way I do.